guys, I wanted to make a new video, and this video is going to be about Tubolitos. As you can see, this is my BMX bike. It has no front wheel in there right now. That's not to transport it. That's because I have a flat tire. Now, I've been a huge fan of Tubolito since I found their product some years ago, despite the exorbitant cost of their tubes. But as you can see, I've ridden them, or I do ride them, in the cargo version on my cargo bike. These are the Cross CX versions, the new ones that are latex. I'm testing out right now because I had some issues with the. Actually, this is where the problem starts. I've had issues also with these tubes. And where the issues actually first started, as you can see, this is the 29er edition. And my load does not have cargo tubes anymore because that's where some of the problems started. So the first problem that started was I was riding them first. 29ers were the first ones besides the BMX versions I was riding. I started off with BMX tubes and they were pretty great. I had no issues with them. I actually had there are versions like this, as you can see. They're the full metal ones. The problem is what we figured out is here, why our tires kept on going flat is because these valves were always loose. So a buddy of mine and me, actually we figured this out at the same time because we were wondering why we always had flat tires for no reason when the bike was setting around. So the problem was the valve was not tight. So we figured out that problem. Then we had the new, or the different version, or the new version. I don't know which one's new and which one's old, but you have the normal plastic version with the normal valve on top, or the auto valve on top, but without the metal. And those work fine. I'll link a video where I did 5 hang-ups on a concrete quarter with a Tubolito on my BMX bike, and nothing happened. So, the first issues I were having after I decided to go from BMX and try them on my 29er is that, unfortunately I don't have the tube right here, there is a section of the tube that is connected to, where the tube is connected together. And these formed bubbles, and they lost air or they eventually broke. Luckily, Tubolito was really cool about replacing them, and I live in Europe, so I got them replaced. I got them in a matter of less than 2 weeks. And they were always replaced them, no problem. Then the second problem came is the touring 28-inch tubes also randomly broke. Yeah? They would just lose air and they would have holes for no reason. Usually on the inside of the tube and not the outside, yeah? So that was another problem I was having. So we started off with the bubbles forming the 29er, and the random holes in the 28s, which were kind of annoying. Then I wanted to go a little hardcore on my cross bike, so I got the super light tubes, which didn't hold up very well, and that's my own fault because, yeah, I mean, what do you say? Those tubes were paper thin. They're really great to take with you for just a spare to get you where you need to go before you put a real tube back in there. So those super light Tubolitos I would not recommend either. Then we started with the cargo. So I got my load. And of course I wanted to make it super custom and cool. So I bought Tubolito's cargo version and I had nothing but problems with these tubes. They constantly got microscopic mini pinholes on the inside of the tube. And I don't know why. I mean, I am a bike mechanic. I work with bikes. That's my job. The rim tape was correct. Everything was fine. Constantly flats. Now, it's been about over half a year now. I put normal rubber tubes in there, and I have had not one issue. Occasionally, I had to pump them up a little bit, but the tubes work great. And I'm trying to fight off my friends telling me, why do you pay so much for these tubes? Why do you buy these tubes? These tubes are not worth it. The hassle, because, they noticed some of the issues I was having with them. But I said, no, the tubes are fine. And Tubolito's cool, and they always, they'll replace them, since it looks like some of them had a manager's defect. Then I had my first issue with Tubolito BMX with the normal valve like this, that the valve broke. Out of nowhere. It just got a hole. It loosened up. They also replaced that, no problem. Very cool. Now, My latest issue is that I completely supported Tubolito, and I said, no, I'm going to keep on riding the BMX tubes. They're the best. So this bike, I only ride pump track, trails, and some pool. I don't do any, street riding with it. And the tubes held up fine. Now, a couple days ago, I noticed, a little low on air. I'll pump it up, so next time we're ready to go pump track riding. Today, I come in the basement, and the tube, it's completely flat. And I thought, that happens sometimes. I pumped them up, and then everything worked fine. So, I pumped it up just, 10 minutes ago, flat. Then I went and checked if there were any holes, and there were around the valve. There were 2 micro pin holes on the inside. And I thought, oh crap, here we go again.
Oh shit, here we go again.
So, I patched them, and the tube was still losing air. So now I brought it upstairs, and I will attach that video in a second. And the tube is full of holes. Micro, it's unbelievable. It's completely uncalled for. I am extremely disappointed in Tubolito. I don't know if I can ride these tubes anymore because, it's ridiculous. This can't be that the tube will look like it does when I show you. So, here comes the other video. So, here you can see is where I patched it. Now, this is not an official Tubolito patch. This is some cheap patch that I won at a contest. And it's self-sticking, but I always put the glue over there to make sure that it sticks really good. Because the original Tubolito sticky patches I actually really liked and everybody hated them. And I thought they were great. The new patches, which is pretty much just a piece of Tubolito tube that you glue in there with cement glue, is garbage. It's one of the worst things I've ever used a patch. It works 10% of the time maybe. It's really inconvenient, and these tubes aren't even made to really be patched, which is a shame because the patches are really bad. So anyway, I patched it there. And then you can see the ridiculousness. Let me see if I can hold this at the same time with the phone. And as you can see, the tube has multiple holes. You can hear it. What is up with this? This is all on the inside. On my BMX bike, I have a Cinema Bikes rim band, which works fine. But, and I ride 4 bars, give or take, But this is, it's either a more there. That's where usually the bubble forms on the 29ers, at least the ones I had. So yeah. I don't know if I can do this. I don't want to ride Tubolitos anymore. And yeah, so I have to maybe say that my friend Stanko, shout out to you. You might be right. It's not worth the stress because it's ridiculous that so many different holes form. There you go. So, who else has been having problem with Tubolitos or are just disappointed in their product now? Because I am. And I don't think I want to ride them anymore once they're broken. Definitely not on my 29er. I already made the promise to my boy that once they pop, I'll go tubeless, even though I don't want to go tubeless. But it can't be worse than this. So that is it for my Tubolito video. I would love to hear everyone's comments, what they think about Tubolito. Do they ride Tubolito? Which Tubolitos? Have they had problems? How was the customer service for them? I have to say their customer service is great. But the product is really letting me down. So, looking forward to seeing you in the comments. Thanks for watching and take it easy.